Welcome to the deep dive. Today's journey is titled Game of Life, Cheat Codes from Beyond, specifically navigating between worlds, grace in the grocery aisle.
Such a great topic.
It really is. Our mission for this deep dive is, well, to explore how to successfully integrate expanded spiritual awareness into ordinary daily life. We are using L.A. Fairhoff's book, 7 Universal Truths from Near-Death Experiences, as our guide today. Because, let's face it, you've touched eternity, yet the alarm clock still rings at 6 a.m. How do you bring profound spiritual truths into the grocery aisle?
Right, and that is really the ultimate integration problem. The book tackles what happens when you grasp these massive paradigm-shifting realities, like infinite consciousness and unconditional love.
Quite.
But you still have to navigate a physical world that is largely built on scarcity. So the goal L.A. Fairhoff presents isn't to escape the ordinary, but to actually infuse it with extraordinary awareness. It's having one foot in eternity, essentially, and one foot in the grocery store line.
I must confess, though, given the choice between profound cosmic unity and, say, dealing with the local utility company, the misty mountaintop wins every time for me.
I completely understand the temptation to tune out.
Why subject oneself to the bureaucratic noise, the bills, the traffic, when you've already glimpsed the profound? Frankly, retreating sounds far more spiritual.
Well, looking at the underlying mechanics Fairhoff describes, that friction is entirely the point. Earth is framed as a school of experiential learning, right? So if you just retreated to a mountaintop, you'd be
skipping the curriculum.
Skipping the curriculum entirely. The outer circumstances driven by fear and competition are actually meant to clash with your inner knowing of abundance.
Oh, I see.
That tension creates the necessary pressure for real growth. It forces you to embody the truth in the real world, rather than merely philosophize about it up on that mountain.
A frustrating sort of sense, I suppose. Though one might observe that having glimpsed the profound unity of all existence, then finding oneself stuck in rush hour traffic can be a rather jarring experience. It is akin to returning from a grand cosmic symphony only to find your neighbor enthusiastically practicing the tuba. A test of integration, certainly.
That is the perfect analogy, and it is precisely because the tuba is so jarring that it acts as an alarm bell for your awareness.
An alarm bell?
Yeah, it snaps you awake. In fact, Fairhoff asserts that the veil between these expanded realms and our daily reality is actually thinnest in those everyday mundane moments, not in forced spiritual rituals.
I have to stop you right there because that seems entirely counterintuitive. How on earth does a frustrating, mundane moment provide a better bridge to the profound than, say, an hour of undisturbed meditation?
It comes down to the physiological and psychological mechanics of how our minds operate. When you are doing something mundane, like washing dishes or sitting in traffic, your brain's default mode network usually takes over.
Right, the autopilot.
Exactly. Well, it is the system responsible for anxiety, dwelling on the past, or stressing about the scarcity of the future. But the book points out that if you anchor your attention completely to the physical sensation of the present—
like the water flowing over your hands?
Yes, like the water. You short-circuit that default fear paradigm. By fully participating in the flesh you wear, you force a state of present-moment unity.
Interesting.
You physically connect your awareness to every river and ocean rather than just thinking about the concept of interconnectedness.
So the physical sensation acts as an anchor. It pulls you out of the mind's artificial scarcity and back into the actual reality of the present.
You hit the nail on the head. Consciousness in physical form knows aliveness, and aliveness requires your complete participation in the moment.
Which we rarely do.
Right. When you stop trying to rush through the present to get to some imagined better future, you anchor yourself in the eternal now. It fundamentally shifts the energy you bring into a room, whether you are dealing with a difficult coworker or simply waiting your turn.
So we have a challenge for you today. Choose one profoundly mundane task, washing those dishes or perhaps waiting in line for your morning coffee. Bring your full conscious presence to the physical sensations of it. See it as an opportunity to practice what you know, that no moment is truly mundane.
It really is the ultimate test of taking what you have learned and applying it where it is needed most.
And consider this. Your steadfast presence in these ordinary moments, choosing love over fear when you think absolutely no one is watching, might just be the quiet revolution the world actually needs. Thank you for joining this deep dive. I trust this was insightful. You can find the book online via the universal link in the show notes. Join us next week for another look at transforming our thoughts.